Hello. Today we're going to go over the new option inside of SIGNL4 for your time-based alert notification profiles, as well as holiday profiles. So you'll see here that I have loaded up my SIGNL4 homepage. Now if I go under my teams and select a specific team, if I go under the signaling option, I'll have a couple of new options here on this page. So we've given admins the option to override a user's personal notification pattern with this option here. And when we turn this option on, you'll see the settings to override a person's notification profile with this global profile. So we could set this up to be a push notification instant with an SMS after 1 minute and a voice call after 5 minutes if we so fit, or any other options here. However, in addition to that, we've also given the option to set up these notification profiles via a time-based setting. So if we scroll down over here, we'll have a new option for time-based overrides, and you'll see here that I've already created a couple options. So now let me go ahead and just show you what we have set here. So if I open up the after hours, you'll see that I've already started putting in my times for this, and we'll see that I have from Monday after work, 5 p.m., till Tuesday morning when we start work up again at 8 a.m., and then for the rest of the week, the same exact settings here. Now you can add extras here if there's different profiles, and you can even have them set for the same day, just different times. You can set this up however best seems fit for your needs. Once we've set our time profiles, next thing down here is to select what options we want to enable. So the way this works is down here is our first option here allows you to set specific categories, and whatever categories are set here, every option inside of this override profile only matches to the category selected here. So as it stands right now, if I add in a category, let's say P3, that means during this time, the only notification that's going to be sent through with these settings is this P3 category. Now we'll see that I have my P3 category set in here. So now let's say our users don't need to be alerted on everything. They only need to be alerted on specific items, and our P3s are low-level item. So we don't want our users to be alerted on the night shift for a user that locked himself out of his computer or another low-level item such as this. So what we would do is we could turn on this suppress signal option, and this will suppress any signal that's part of these categories above from coming through and alerting your users. However, other categories, such as our critical alert category or our P1 categories, which are both major incidents, those will still go through to your users and still alert them so that they're aware of the major issues, but don't get bothered with these lower tier issues here. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn off this suppress for now so we can go over these other options. So my next options down here are the override alerting and response settings. When this turns on, we're going to see more options appear on the screen. And what this does is this overrides the global input for all of these options and applies just what we have here to these categories above. So now if a P3 alert comes through, my signal response time is only going to be 2 minutes versus the 10 minutes I have it set to for global. As well as my notification profile is going to be set to an instant push, a 5-minute voice, and a 2-minute SMS. And this is editable so I can make it fit my needs. So I might want a instant voice call and a 5-minute push notification instead. So we can enable that, and then you can save those options, and then all of these categories added into this top section will function using these alert profiles down here. Next, we also have the override escalation settings. So your team might be set to always escalate to the second team in the escalation profile, but during the evening, that second team doesn't have an on-call, so instead what we want to do is maybe escalate to our manager. So instead of choosing another team, we're going to change that to manager. And now if this category comes in, it's going to automatically be escalated to the manager once the escalation time has been exceeded, which in our case right now is 2 minutes because we have this option turned on. So with all those options on, it'll apply to all of these categories above. For what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to delete that out, and I'm going to save this because I want my after hours here. I want my users to receive everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and in here add a new profile, and we're going to call this one the Wednesday profile, as today is Wednesday and we want to see these profiles work. So I'm going to go ahead and select Wednesday here, And we're going to have this start at 2. So it's already turned on and is functioning as we would like it to. Next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and turn this on for only these categories. And I'm going to go ahead and select this P3 category again. And now I'm going to turn on the suppress signals. So once again, what this is going to do is on Wednesday between the hours of 2 to 5, anything that comes through the P3 category is actually going to be suppressed, whereas the rest of your categories will go through and alert your users as normal. So let me go ahead and save this. And now that this is saved, let me go ahead and send a signal through that goes into this P3 category, and I'll show you in the web portal where we can see that it was suppressed. So I went ahead and sent this alert in. So now if I go to my signals page, now once this loads up, you'll see that we don't actually have an alert, but we weren't supposed to receive an alert either. So now if I go to my events page, we'll see that this alert came in. We have it's a user error. The user is locked out of his local computer. And we didn't create it. It was suppressed because it hit this P3 category. Now, let me go ahead and send in another event that doesn't hit this P3 category, and we'll see how this one goes through. So I've just sent in a second event, and we'll see this show up here in just 1 second. And now we see the second event that shows up inside this events, and we'll see that this one shows the status of signaled. And if I scroll down, you'll see that my status or my service here is database, so it's actually going to the database category. And if I go into my signals, we'll actually see a signal was created and sent out to my users, and it shows it as being delivered. And this one was delivered just via my push notification because that's how my personal settings is set up, and I don't have any overrides turned on at this time. So now if I go back over here to my teams and back into my signaling, our last option we have down here now is our holidays. So our holidays work a little bit differently. And what I do is here, if I click in here, and I want all of my holidays to function for the entirety of the day. So I have it set till midnight to 11:30, and this is going to cover the entirety of my holiday because my users don't need to be bugged on the holidays. We don't want them to be alerted. So I've went ahead and turned on suppress signals. So this is going to suppress all alerts coming in with the exception of emergency alerts. So anything that's marked as an emergency in the alert will still notify all of my users, and that's the way we want it to be, because if it's an emergency, everybody needs to know, but other than that, we just want to leave them alone and allow them to enjoy their family time. So now we actually have to set our holiday dates. So if I go up to the top again and click on this Manage Holidays option, this is going to pull up a calendar of the entire year, and you'll be able to go in and select which holidays you wish to set as an actual holiday. So you'll see that we've already set New Year's Day, July 4th, Christmas, as well as Thanksgiving here. And you'll see here that on my January 1st, July 4th, and Christmas, because those are on the same date every year, I set these to be recurring, and you can do that by simply double-clicking on the same day, and you'll see this little recurring icon next to the holiday. For my other holidays, these actually change every year, so on those, I'm only setting them for this year, and then I can actually go over to next year, and we'll see that I still have my recurring ones set. My ones that change every year are no longer set, and I'll have to add those back in again. We've also included the ability to import holidays from an Ical file. And the way we do this is we need to first go over to our GitHub where we have the step-by-step instructions as well as a Node.js file to run the script to import these files. So if we go ahead and go over here, we will see that we have inside of here the holiday import.js. And what we need to do is we actually need to save this file onto your local system as well as the iCal file. And what we recommend here to make this ease of use is to save these into a folder on your computer called holidays and put both of these items inside of that folder. Now the next thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to install, make sure Node.js is installed, and we do give you a link down here on this page to go to Node.js and get the most recent version of that option. Now once that's done, we need to go into a Windows command prompt running as administrator. And from inside of here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to type in this command line that you have down here. And what this is going to do is it's going to run the Node.js script. And then what this script does is it's actually going to take these holidays, from this Ical and import them into your holiday schedule on SIGNL4. Now, there is a couple steps that you need to do inside of the Node.js file before we run it, and specifically what it is down here you need to add in your Signal API key and then your SIGNL4 team name. And you can create a SIGNL4 API key under the development page under your team, and then just input your team name. And then once both of those are done and saved inside of this JS file, we're just going to go ahead and run this command. And then we see it runs through the script. It imports all of our holidays. And if I go back to my Signal4 here and close out of that and open back up my holidays, we actually see all of these holidays imported. And now that they show in there, they're automatically there for your team to set your holiday days. And then you can save that. And what this is going to do is your holiday calendar always takes precedence over every other calendar setting. So it's going to not alert any users on these dates with the exception of the emergency alerts, no matter what our after hours or our Wednesday profile says about those alerts. This holiday one always takes precedence over all of the rest of our profiles. So that's our new time-based override profiles and how we have them set up inside your Signal4 web portal. You can sign up for a free Signal4 trial at signal4.com/free-trial-test. And this is a completely free trial for 30 days with no credit card required. Thank you and have a nice day.